Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Pivot Bridges and today we're going to be taking a look at the Kazuya trailer and break down some of the moves in the trailer for the perspective of a Smash player, from the perspective of a Tekken player. Meaning if you watched the trailer today and you were hype about it just like everyone else but really didn't understand what you were looking at, I wanted to break it down a little bit more in depth because Kazuya does seem to work a little bit more differently than some of the characters we've gotten, especially the Shotos. So much so that I wanted to just do a video and talk about it today. Yeah, it's got me entering the Smash content game here. With that being said, I did kind of want to just go over some of the notable moves you see here in this trailer because a lot of them seem to have a little bit different properties than some of the moves we've seen traditionally in Smash. Meaning that he's got things like 10-hit combos from his game. I see OTG mechanics and bounds and things like that, and I just really wanted to break down specific functions that I see going on here. Hopefully I'm right about some of this stuff by the time Sakurai does the live presentation on the 28th, and if you're here early, good for you, and I hope most of this is on par. So with that being said, I guess we'll just get straight into the meat and potatoes here, what I really wanted to break down. So what I really wanted to get into here was the first thing here is just a little backdashing sequence. It looks like we have from the Kazuya on the left, and then it looks like the Kazuya on the right was also trying to do it, but just couldn't quite get the exact movement. It is actually kind of tough to get used to if you don't play the game, but Kazuya on the left was almost successfully executing it there, but just really showcasing his movement and how he's got the directional input. So I think just because of the fact he's able to do this, he'll work exactly like Terry and Ken have. Nothing too different there. Just I think his moves will work a little bit differently just based off of the way inputs are put in Tekken here. But just really interesting how they put in a sequence of him immediately just backdashing out the gate, kind of like an actual match of Tekken here. And also really nice that he has that movement. It's gonna be probably used by the Kazuya players by the time this actually drops. So moving right along here, we see Kazuya's trading blows once again. The Kazuya on the left hitting the Kazuya on the right with that forward 3 there, known as the Oni Demon Kick in Tekken. And what that move is a move that can actually get Kazuya combo if the other Kazuya were to press a button. They could be comboed if they were to press a button as Kazuya is starting off that move. Combos out of counter hits is what that's called in Tekken is very common. And something we might see on Kazuya. Obviously, we don't know how his limbs are going to work yet with just the trailer being shown. But the numbers you're seeing there do correspond to limbs, and that is how move lists are read in Tekken. So the left arm being 1, the right arm being 2, the left leg being 3, and the right leg being 4. For future reference, everything you hear in this video, I will be referring to it as it is referred to in the Tekken moveset, just so people get an accurate depiction of what move is actually being done, and then understanding how this is unique to Kazuya and Smash, meaning that how his moves are a little bit different from the Shotos we've seen already, or how his properties can spell out that he's a different character precisely. And so you see him hitting him with that forward 3. We don't know if it's a counter hit necessarily because we don't know the damage percentages or how this kind of thing works off of damage, or how his combos change in response to the damage levels yet. But just based off of what we've seen, he comes back in with that, the Kazuya on the right, he comes back in with that flash punch combo, the 1-1-2, and then we see Kazuya here respond with a forward 3. That is a left splits kick. So Kazuya responds to his knocking back with the 1-1-2 with a forward 3, which is a left splits kick. And in Tekken, catching an opponent with the left splits kick most of the time, whether on counter hit or just hitting your opponent with it, will give you some sort of follow-up. So it does look like Kazuya was able to get the spinning demon into a left hook off, and that is a combo follow-up that's very common to Kazuya in Tekken. So I'm thinking that the left splits kick into the spinning demon and a left hook is actually some sort of true combo that we're seeing here for Kazuya. And that the left splits kick did actually cause an off-the-ground bounce, which is a mechanic common to Tekken games. So that would mean that Kazuya can actually combo his moves together like he does in Tekken, similar to what we've seen the Shotos do. But just I think what we're looking at here may actually be some sort of true combo for Kazuya, with him chaining that left split kick into a spinning demon into a left hook like he would just in a regular Tekken game. Which is very interesting because that means that Kazuya may have the same combos that he does in his Tekken games. So another notable feature I wanted to talk about that I saw in the reveal trailer was some of Kazuya's grabs. So the way that grabs normally work in Tekken is that you can grab an opponent by inputting two buttons at the same time, normally a left leg and a left punch, or a right leg and a right punch. So let's say you were playing PlayStation, you'd be pressing triangle and circle, or square and X, or on a GameCube controller, it might even look like you'll press A and B to do this. We're not sure how this is going to work yet. It does look like the mechanics of the grab may work similarly to how they work in Tekken. And so what I mean by that is that normally in Smash, you would just press either shield and A to grab your opponent, or the Z button. And we don't know if Kazuya's grab is executed with just Z or two buttons at a time here. Like I said, maybe wanting to respect his original button scheme in Tekken. So we don't know if it could just be maybe he runs up to the opponent here and presses like A and B to do a grab, or he Z's them. But I do see some pink sparks here when Kazuya grabs the opponent. Now, what that normally means in Tekken games when you have pink sparks is that is your opportunity to break a grab. Breaking out of a grab is entirely possible in Tekken, but once you have not broken out of the grab during the time that you have to break the grab, it is unbreakable. So what they may be implying is that maybe Kazuya's throws are done differently than most characters. Most characters just using the Z button and then throwing you off to a direction, but Kazuya actually getting his throw, and it doesn't really, not really a directional throw, but whether or not you break it, and if you don't break it, he gets the guaranteed throw. Because it doesn't look like that first throw, so you're seeing him headbutt Ryu there. That's called a Stonehead. That is a grab that all Mishimas have in Tekken, and it's done by doing forward, 1 and 2 at the same time. So in Smash, that may look like forward, A plus B. It may be him running up to Ryu, pressing Z, and then press forward to forward throw him. We don't know exactly what we're looking at, but I'm theorizing either those two things are happening. He's going to have the normal Z grabs, and we're just seeing his forward and back throw here, or they may actually be attempting to kind of respect the Tekken the same way they do with the other characters here by letting him get the grab off, and then the pink sparks representing a chance that the other player has to quickly break out of Kazuya's grab before he gets a guaranteed, meaning that he won't be throwing you a certain direction, he'll just be executing the grab. Then again, we don't really know how it works. This is just, a little breakdown video to theorize at how he may play in respect to his own series. And then the second grab here is the steel pedal drop. That one's normally done by pressing, like I said, square and X on a PlayStation controller. We don't know if that'll be A and B here and then back, like it could be a direction in A and B. I'm not sure if Kazuya will use X and Y to jump like every character has. We don't know. So if that were the case, he could just run up to his opponent, press two buttons, give you a chance to break out. And if not here, we don't know how these two grabs will be executed differently. Normally they would be executed with different buttons on a normal controller though. So it will be interesting to see what these grabs, how these grabs truly function when he comes out. So the next kind of mini notable moment we have here comes from Kazuya doing the Stature Smash move in the Tekken games, which is a move he's had for a long time. One of his moves from the older Tekken games, and it seems to be on counter hit here. We see Terry throwing out an up tilt and whiffing, and then Kazuya hitting him with the down back 4 Stature Smash and causing an OTG move. So now normally in a Tekken game, a Stature Smash, even on counter hit, would not cause a combo situation to an opponent, but here we see it kind of bouncing Terry off the ground and putting him in a almost as if he slipped on a Diddy Banana state here, and that little OTG bounce off the counter hit down back 4 into a Demon Scissors. Demon Scissors not really being the point here, but more that Stature Smash on counter hit might be a way for Kazuya players to get in their offense off, or maybe even confirm into a kill move here. So maybe, although we're expecting him to work as he does in Tekken, we may see a couple variations in what his moves do here in this game as compared to what they do primarily in Tekken. just an interesting little anecdote here is we see him get the counter hit Stature Smash down back 4 on his opponent and get the bounce off the stage for it. So this next moment that we have here actually seems to be one of the most notable moments of this trailer so far, being one of Kazuya's most important inputs, and that is his crouch dash motion. So we're seeing the crouch dash motion inputted for Kazuya, and the crouch dash motion is something all Mishima type fighters, so Kazuya, Heihachi, and Jin in the Tekken games have. It is a style of movement similar to that Korean backdash, which can be done by all characters, but in Tekken, wave dashing is something unique to the Mishima gang in that it leads into 3 of their most iconic moves on their move list, and 3 of their most useful and utility-based moves that they use for most of their situations. So here, you're seeing Kazuya do a crouch dash, like I said, which was the same motion that he used to do the spinning demon attack from earlier. So that would be forward, neutral, down, down, forward. You're seeing him do that, and then he would press 1, which leads him into that crouch dash motion into a dragon uppercut, which is a very common combo ender for Mishimas in Tekken, and also something used to catch your opponent off guard when they're not really paying attention to your pressure, or maybe just a one-up uppercut that you would use at the end of a combo to continue your pressure by using one of the follow-ups that the move offers. So just from seeing this move here, it looks like it was used to launch Ken, so this may actually be a kill move in this game, which would make a lot of sense for the way that it's applied in the Tekken games. It's used as a combo ender. It takes out a big chunk of damage. It takes a long time for the move to come out, so it's a long startup here. It appeared as if Kazuya crouch dash under the projectile here, so he low profiled it, and then actually got into the uppercut to knock Ken out. We're not sure how much damage Ken has, but you can see he's put into quite a lot of stun by getting hit by this, and then has the smoke trail to indicate that he got sent flying by the attack. So this probably will be a kill move option for Kazuya. I'm not sure what the startup is here. It does look like it's kind of similarly long to how it would be in Tekken, but if a smooth crouch dash is done, this attack actually comes out pretty smoothly and pretty fast. So I can see why it was used to low profile the projectile here and then get into a kill. I'm assuming Ken has somewhat high enough damage for this move to send him flying here. You can see with all that stun that he gets, it was a pretty big hit. But just the 2 things I wanted to talk about here for sure were the crouch dash motion, which looks like we'll be able to low profile projectiles, might even go under some of the higher attacks in the game, and then it going straight into the follow-up attacks that come with it. So that would be him pressing left punch or 1 after doing the CD. So CD motion, forward, neutral, down, down, forward, 1 is what you're seeing. The dragon uppercut used to avoid a projectile and then seemingly kill Ken. If the dragon uppercut is one of his kill moves, that'd be really, really cool. Good nod to the series. It makes a lot of sense for what we're seeing here. So what we're looking at here is Kazuya actually starting this next clip from a crouching position, and so he is standing from a crouching position. You see it starts with him crouched over. He gets into pressing 2, so that would be him crouching, rising up, and then pressing 2. So in Tekken, we've talked a lot about these movement properties, but in Tekken, rising from a crouching position is one of these movement properties, and you actually have a different set of moves that can be executed while you are standing from a crouching position. So here we have Kazuya doing his while standing 2, which is a Demon God Fist. It's a move that is incredibly beneficial for Kazuya when he wants to catch an opponent pressing a button, or just catch the opponent not blocking, as it leads normally, even in the Tekken games, to a very, very punishable combo. So this is a move that he would use to punish the opponent normally in Tekken. This is a move he would use to get a combo from the punish. This is a move that they wanted to demonstrate here that they were carrying over, and that it still had the same properties as it does from Tekken, meaning that an opponent that gets hit by this move goes into that hard crumple that you see Samus start to fall. It means you're going to get a free combo, basically. It seems like Kazuya has a lot of true combos coming off his moves, just like he would in Tekken. Combos are a big part of his moveset, and right here he just goes from the Demon God Fist straight into a spinning demon. That's the kick move you see him use on her there. So basically the way that move works as well is if the first 2 hits of the move are executed, then he will get the entire he'll get the entire combo for free. Apologies, the actual name of that string being called Roundhouse to Triple Spin Kick. So what that is basically a true combo that he's getting off on her because he hard crumpled her with the Demon God Fist and then got into the Roundhouse combo. And the Roundhouse combo is something that normally just requires like 4 button taps. It doesn't require a whole bunch of inputs. It's just if you get the first 2 hits on it, you see how he swept her legs out after that second hit. There was nothing she could have done to block it after that. So assuming she did shield his while standing to his Demon God Fist, and then he spinning demoned her. If he had got that second hit of that spinning demon, it would have been a combo no matter what. So Kazuya definitely gonna have a lot of true combos here, and definitely gonna have a lot of inputs that mimic the way they work in Tekken, just based off of that wall standing to and getting the hard crumple from it. Demon God Fist is an incredibly beneficial and commonly thrown out move for a Kazuya player, and I'm sure it will be just as useful here in Smash. So now we're gonna flex a little bit of Devil Transform. As you can see here, he's looking really good, really clean, but it doesn't look like Kazuya is going into any sort of permanent Devil form here. As you can see in the same part, he actually powers back down until he gets around to this punch here, which is what I want to talk about. This does appear to work exactly as it does in Tekken, with the exception here being he powers down after he uses it. So not really sure how his devil form is going to work per se already, but it does appear to be something that he goes in and out of, as further evidenced by his double jump, as you'll see in a little bit. He jumps, and in between these jumps he powers down and actually goes back into the devil form. So we know that this is going to be something that he goes in and out of. Not sure in what manner. It may work sort of similar to Sephiroth's One-Winged Angel, where he takes a certain amount of damage and can do it. But the way that it does work in Tekken is that Kazuya can actually transform between himself and Devil once per game in Tekken 7. And then in Tekken Tag Tournament 2, he can do it at a moment's notice with, I believe the command was up, back, 3-4 or something similar to that, to where he could switch between his human and devil form. And then in Tekken 7 it can only be done once a match when you have rage activated in place of, say, you're using your super or your rage attack, rage drive, sorry. We see that it's probably going to be something that he goes back and forth between in some manner. Not really too able to tell yet, but interesting mechanic to say nonetheless. So here in this next part, it appears that we have Devil Kazuya, as you see, being transformed into, then back out of, and then once again actually doing his down back 2 here, which was his bound move in Tekken 6, bound being the OTG mechanic in that game that allowed for combos. He's doing it here as a Meteor Smash off the edge of the stage to kill Inkling, and it seems to spike him immediately down, so I'm assuming that will be a good kill edge guard meteor move for him, assuming he can transform into this devil mechanic. So however that works, I'm assuming if you can get a good edge of the stage position with him and get that down back 2, you have a guaranteed edge guard kill move, so we can have good edge guarding with that. And then and it also appears that he is doing that on the stage, just standing near the edge of the stage, so that is kind of crucial there. And then you can see he turns around to Zero Suit Samus, who is presumably at high damage just from the way she's sent flying here, and hits her with a glorious Demon God Fist. That is a forward 1-2, or like pressing probably like forward A and B maybe to get that move, and it does appear to be killing her at whatever percentage she's at. Possibly counter hit by the way she was throwing jabs. That's one thing I have noticed about this trailer so far. Most of the people Kazuya has hit have already been throwing moves at him, so maybe most of what he gets actually does come out of counter hit, and they are trying to replicate the way that risk reward works in Tekken and the way that most combos are set up, because he seems to be getting a lot of his kill moves, OTGs, and things like that from counter hits. In both normal and devil form here. So here we have Kazuya and Donkey Kong trading blows, and you see Kazuya just throw up that little down 4 there missing, and then Donkey Kong punishing him with the wind-up punch. But before he does, you can see Kazuya clearly goes for what seems to be an up tilt or an up smash here, and then briefly during that moment transforming into Devil and then back into himself. And when he gets hit by Donkey Kong, you can clearly see that he's activated Rage Mode. So in Tekken, Rage Mode is something that happens when you have low health. It basically is an enhancement to the power of your moves, your combo damage. I believe some moves actually get slightly longer range, so some combos can only be done in Rage Mode. It is a comeback mechanic in Tekken that a lot of Tekken players have complained about since it was put in the game in Tekken 6. I kid you not, many people feel that Rage Mode is like be all end all when you activate it on your opponent and they can get a hit confirm on you when you have just enough health, especially in Tekken 7 where there's supers. It can completely go from the other person getting wiped to killing you in one combo. So it's going to be interesting to see how Rage Mode is different from the already built-in rage mechanic in Smash, where characters get a little stronger when their health is high. Maybe that will have something to do with Kazuya being able to transform into Devil in between moves, but as we see here, he just starts glowing after Donkey Kong hits him. So I would assume that Kazuya's at pretty high damage, but he didn't seem to take a whole lot of knockback from that punch. So maybe him going into Rage Mode in this game means that he can survive a death attack here just to get it open. And then he's maybe like a glass cannon after that attack. So like after he absorbs his Rage Mode punch, if he doesn't kill you and you hit him, it's guaranteed death. That could be the case. That's kind of like how it works in Tekken. You get a super. If you miss your super, you're dead. So it's like your one chance comeback mechanic. Interesting to see how it'll be used here. We do have another clip, and what we have here is Kazuya, and you have to be kind of quick to see it. It is him doing one of his signature moves, and this is a move that him and both Jin Kazama can use. That is his back 1-4 attack. That is the corkscrew uppercut that him and Jin both can use. It is a kill move in Tekken. I'll just put it that way. And when he goes into his devil form in Tekken, he actually lifts the opponent up into the air and then slams it back down on the ground. Both him and Devil Jin have that move in that game. So there we see him grabbing Incineroar with the lightning screw uppercut, which is back 1-4 like I said. So we don't know what input that could be. That could be one of his Z throws here. It could be like his forward Z throw. But I would assume that attack would be attached to an input just with how it is done in Tekken. It's very specific. It's one that you don't accidentally put in. And when you do land the move, it has very high reward. But it does take a while to start that move up. And like I said here, they tried to kind of sneak it in. I had to slow it down to really see that he was doing that move. But that is how the move starts. And Incineroar just kind of flies out of the dojo so fast there, you can't even tell if he really dies. But he does get hit by a corkscrew uppercut here, as we see when we slow it down. And that is, like I said, probably going to be a kill move for Kazuya here. So finally here, just looking at the last little bit of footage here, this is where all the good juicy stuff is. So I just wanted to break down some of these moves here, because we can finally see pretty much his command list that they decided to bring over in most of its entirety. Although I think just because of the way that they do the camera in this part, you don't get to specifically see what sort of effect these moves have. Like, do they have off the ground properties? They lead to combos. There's not really a way to know for all of these moves, but there is some where it's very clear what effect the moves have. But just going in line with that, I did want to speak about the Tsunami kick here, right here in the beginning, because that is a pretty iconic Machina move, and then the Searing Edge here as well. These two moves. So the Tsunami kick, as you can see, is lifting him up off of the ground. I can't tell if it's knocking him away, like in a kill move sort of way, or if he's just being pushed away from Kazuya. But the Tsunami kick on counter hit and Tekken can actually cause a combo in Tekken 6. So it looks like they're not looking to copy that effect here with the Tsunami kick. As I said once before, we don't know what his damage properties or anything like that are. exactly what's going on here, but it does look like the Tsunami kick here is meant to knock your opponent away in this game, and then the Searing edge sort of just meant to do the same, just like a kick that knocks your opponent away. It may actually be able to follow up. I'm not able to tell how low to the ground you need to be to actually use the Searing edge, because you get a pretty good jump off the ground for it in Tekken. So I see he looks kind of floaty doing it here. I would assume that you can't really follow up to it properly, but it does have a little bit of knockback on it here, so it might work well as an edge guard. We don't know how it works off the side of the stage, especially him not knowing his damage, not knowing how well it works as a kill move or knocking your opponent away or anything like that. So a little too early to tell for some of these moves, but interesting effect nonetheless. So the next move I wanted to talk about here is low-key a little cryptic. It's the Flash Tornado here, which is one of Kazuya's newest moves in the Tekken series. It's his back 4 kick. And in Tekken 7 Tekken 7 was the game that this was introduced in. And actually it causes a screw or kirimomi when you hit it on your opponent, meaning that is the move that you will do after like a launcher in that game to get your opponent into a comboable off the ground bounced state. And so just a little cryptic there, because we don't know how this move has a property in this game. We don't know, is Corkscrew a comboable property in this game? You see how they zoom in a little bit after he does the kick, so we don't see exactly how Kazuya lands, so we don't know what state he's in. But we do see the dust right there that might imply that he lands back on his feet. I'm not really sure if he's flopping on the ground there. It does look like he's landing on his feet, because the hit spark for someone bouncing off the ground is yellow, or not yellow, but green and pink, I believe. So you can see when somebody is not teching or bouncing, but once again, we don't really know what's going on the outside of the frame here. But it does appear that he's just getting a little knocked back by the Flash Tornado, if I had to guess. But we still, then again, like I said, don't know exactly what the properties of this move may be, and there might have been a specific reason why they chose to include it in this game and in his moveset, especially being that it seems to be a mix-up of different Tekkens. There's also a couple notable moves here that they show at the end, probably a couple in a row, that just the properties of them are really, really important and should be pointed out here. For example, the Nejiri Uraken. This move is a poke / punish move in the Tekken games. I believe this move came Tekken. I'm not sure actually. I'm not even gonna cap. I'm not sure which Tekken Kazuya's been using this move since, but I know how to use it. This move is thrown out from I won't say a distance, but a good poking range in Tekken, because it starts up high and ends up low. So it's good to throw at your opponent's feet. And even on counter hit in Tekken, it does not launch your opponent. It doesn't send them into a bound. It doesn't knock them down. So another one here, kind of having like Stature Smash like properties, in which they changed a little bit to do something differently in Smash. But it does look like on hit here, I can't tell if it's counter hit or not, but it does look like it causes the opponent to bounce off the stage, just giving you that bounding property I was talking about before. It does appear that he did get the counter hit with Kazuya swinging on him. And so I'm not sure which moves you would be able to follow up in, but it looks like he's a little positive there, having Kazuya really hard bounce off the stage and then he gets back up and is standing. I'm sure this would link into like a Demon God Fist or something of the sort, or would link into some guaranteed true punish that he has. I'm not really sure how much time you would have after this move to get it, but you can tell that it definitely has that knockdown OTG property about it. And then we can also see the crouch spin kick here, which is another move that Kazuya is showcasing during this part. Just knocking him back off to the area to the right of him, so not really getting anything off this move, but just a good poke here, just like it would be in a Tekken game, knocking your opponent back. And I would assume that's really what Flash Tornado gets to, but we may be able to dash in after Flash Tornado and get some sort of follow-up, so we're not sure how that works, but it looks like crouch spin kick here is just like it is in Tekken, a poke meant to push your opponent back a little bit. We also do have the twin pistons here, one of Kazuya's most important moves. This is a move that is appears to work just like it does in Tekken here, working as a launcher and giving you some sort of follow-up here. As you can see, the other Kazuya getting knocked up into the air and then just kind of tumbling down and looking to see, be in a free fall state there, probably able to be comboed. And the Twin Pistons is a very important launcher that Kazuya has access to. It actually appears to be the Devil Kazuya form of Twin Pistons. I'm not positive, but it does look like to be the same one that Devil Kazuya normally uses in Tekken, and is much better than the standard one that Kazuya uses in, say, like Tekken Tag Tournament 2, or like on block it's negative, but the Devil one is a lot better and kind of lets you poke at your opponent. So we do see him actually, regardless of version, they're able to get a follow-up after doing it. So it'll probably be a really good launcher for him. I'm not sure what the input in this game would be, but the input for the Twin Pistons and Tekken is while standing. Remember the transition properties, the movement properties we were talking about earlier? That's while coming up from a crouching state. So I actually don't see him crouching for sure here in the direct here when they're showing the move, because he's just doing it immediately. He may be coming from a crouching state. There may even be a different input for it. So for this one, I'm not really sure, but I will put the Tekken input there for sure. That is the official way to do the move. I'm not really sure how it's being executed here, but it looks like it does come with the follow-up, so it should be a pretty important move knowing its history and how it's used in Tekken pretty safely. So just looking at what we do have left, it looks like we have another couple interesting moves here, like the Sternum Smash, for example, which is a grab. As you can see from those pink sparks, you see my pink spark theory is back. And I'm actually thinking that the Sternum Smash has just been converted into a move that Kazuya does when he has an opponent grabbed and you just hit A, which would make a lot of sense. Also, the jumping Sobat here, looking to get a little repurposed to serve as like Kazuya's back air or so. I'd be willing to bet the jumping Sobat is what you would use when you're behind an opponent and you just hit back on the C-stick or something like that and you get a nice little back tilt. Both of those looking to serve Smash very well. Good translations of Kazuya's move list. But more interestingly enough here, you see we have the Tombstone Crusher. So that is one of Kazuya's signature move, and that is while he is crouched, you press down, forward, and 3-4 to kind of roll into your opponent in Tekken. And on a counter hit, it will give you a combo. So as you can see here, actually, it appears that Kazuya was knocked away just a little bit of distance, and you do see the green sparks that I was speaking about when you bound a character, when you like OTG a character. So he may be able to combo off of Tombstone Crusher, maybe counter hit. We don't know if he's swinging on him again here, but it does look like he just got a regular Tombstone Crusher there on him and did knock him like just a foot away and was able to keep might be able to keep comboing here if the move is true to how it works in Tekken. It does appear that he didn't fly too far, but the move may also work as a kill move, as evidenced by how fast and far he flew away. You can also see that trail of smoke flying from him after he gets hit initially, but maybe at low percents this move is a combo move, and then at high damage, if you just have too much damage, it could probably knock you away, as the move is a very powerful counter hit move in Tekken as well. So one of the moves here at the end catching my eye as well is actually this throw, the Gates of Hell. This is one of Kazuya's throws that is done from the crouching position. Technically, like a crouch dash position would be the input for it, but you'd be stationary, and that would all be done here before what we can see begins. It looks like he just dashes in and grabs him, but there's actually a complicated, I'll just call it complicated, input that's required to do before you do this grab in a normal Tekken game. And the way that he is being grabbed here, not only does the camera change up when he gets grabbed, but it's a very unique animation to Smash, because normally grabs don't change the camera at all in this game. So this is kind of leading on my hunch here that Kazuya has a special set of grabs that don't really work off the Z button like most of the characters in this cast. And also with the pink sparks appearing when he grabs you, it's leading me to think it'll work similar to how it will in Tekken, where a button can be pressed to break this. Now this is a left and right button pressing grab, so in an old Tekken game you'd have to press both of those buttons at the same time your grab to break it. I'm sure you'd only need to press one here. As of Tekken 7 they updated that, but still this does have a complicated input like I said before, so it supports that kind of theory for me that his grabs won't all be done off Z, and I think they made it very unclear which grabs will be done off Z if he has that feature. We're gonna have to see exactly how his buttons work, but it does seem that the Gates of Hell works a little differently with the camera changing the angle, and then it has an input if it were to be done straight out of Tekken. So interesting to see how this move is gonna end up working out by the time we get our hands on him. So the time has finally come. We've made it to the end here. You know, I've saved the most important thing for last, and also I'm sure whoever watches this and actually knows where they're going will skip to this part of the video. The last move we see here, they tried to be slick about it too, is the EWGF, or the Wind God Fist, the Electric Wind God Fist, arguably the most iconic move in the game for Tekken players, for Mishima players. It is forward, neutral, down, down, forward, and then press 2 at the same frame that you press down forward to get this move. It just says Wind God Fist, which is the normal version of this attack, but the just frame, meaning on the same frame version of this attack, so you're pressing the input and the button at the same time. This is a kind of an advanced concept to Tekken players. Here to get the secret attack, we'll give you this version of the attack, so you get the secret version of this. So if we look at this move here in Tekken, first of all, I'm gonna slow it down so you can see. This is definitely the EWGF. It's the electric version of the attack, not just the regular Wind God Fist as they're trying to pass off there, but that is the electric Wind God Fist, and we can tell because of the sparks on Kazuya's body before he actually uppercuts the opponent. In Tekken, connecting the regular Wind God Fist attack with your opponent will give you sparks on hit, and you know you did the correct input for the just frame version of the move if you get the sparks before you hit the character. So this move is very versatile and fast. It is a vital asset in every Mishima player's arsenal, according to the Tekken wiki, especially for Kazuya, him having the fastest one because of his misstep, which is something that we actually did not see here in the trailer, but it's kind of integral to his character. So he may have that, and normally that command is just pressing forward, but being that this is a 2D landscape, they may have chosen to take that out and forego it for dashing or running possibly, meaning that he would not be able to use it in the same way. But that is definitely the electric Wind God Fist there. So on block, that move actually is safe on block, gives you a +5 frame advantage in the game, and pushes your opponent twice as back as far as they would if they just got hit by normal Wind God Fist on shield. I'm supposing in this game on shield, but then taken on block. So if your opponent were to shield it in this game, I'm sure it would be safe, and that's the reward you get for doing the just frame input. But also in Tekken, it's +5 safe on block, and if you do hit the opponent with it, you can connect another one. So I'm sure, almost absolutely positive, they will give us the ability to make almost every combo he can do off of this move. Will almost guaranteed lead into some sort of kill setup, and will almost guaranteed be able to string multiple of these things together if you've got the talent for it. I absolutely cannot wait to make entire EWGF combo videos for this character, and this move is the reason why I draw breath. So it will be very interesting to see just how many of these things they let us do in a row. We can see him getting a really moderate amount of lift up off the ground, because he almost double his height. So you can definitely do 2 of these in a row, and you can probably definitely get a guaranteed true combo out of this move. It would be really stupid if you couldn't. And you see the hit spark there. It looks as if you just got hit by Zero Suit Samus's gun. Yeah, it'll put you in that much stun. That is the purpose of the move, and they really just wanted to display it. If you catch one, you can see him going into an absolute free fall in place. I'm sure there's even some sort of off the ground combo he can get from this move, doing in a Tekken fashion, doing some real damage to your opponents. This move will, if you're planning to be a Kazuya player, this is going to be your bread and butter move. You need to learn this move. This is the most important move in his toolkit, and this is the most important move in your arsenal. There's no way that I could make this video without speaking about how important and crucial it is to be throwing this move at your opponents as a Kazuya player. So that is going to about conclude everything that I wanted to touch up on and cover in this breakdown today. A lot of these moves here at the end are just still really do have some use, and I see them actually having some OTG properties and things like that. But really, we got all the moves that we really wanted to talk about and their cruciality out of the way today. And it looks like what Nintendo's doing with Kazuya is magic, truly magic. And for a fan, a 20-year-long fan of Tekken and somebody that loves this franchise and also loves the Smash Brothers franchise and the scenes of both games and the FGC, it's like a dream come true. I love how much detail, finesse, and love was put into it, and I'm sure when he gets shown on the 28th, he's gonna look amazing, and I can't wait to play him. So you guys have fun, and Doria.